Hello YouTubers, you're watching Just Do It Yourself channel, and we are talking about Dodge Grand Caravan and flashing rear defrost light. So in general, what this means, usually it is indicating that calibration of all your blenders takes longer than expected. So you have in this one a few blenders, front, left, right, same on the back. So where is the issue exactly? You won't be able to pinpoint unless you have a scan tool, more enhanced scan tool. So in order to diagnose this type of issue, you would need more advanced scan tool. This guy is nice to read basic codes on your transmission, on your engine, ABS, but this kind of gives you that bi-directional ability to check things, to test things, and that's where we need it to check where the calibration is failing. So basically we will come here, we will find our Dodge, and we will do manual scan. We will read the VIN, and I will pause as this may take a second. So we'll do auto scan, and it will just scan all the systems in the car and will show us if there are any faults. So I'll pause here. So you can see that we have one fault on the radio and another one is on a HVAC. That's the one we are interested in. So if we read codes, so basically we can see that right temperature door travel too large. So your blend motor on the right hand side is traveling more than expected. Interesting thing to note is that this blend door actuator was replaced last year, since it was clicking all the time, but I guess we'll need to take another look at it now, since it's given us this error and it's causing the HVAC unit to initialize for like a minute or so, and when it's plus 30 outside, that minute sometimes is not the most pleasant. So we'll take a look at that blender. So taking the blend door actuator of the vehicle, I checked it and doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. So not exactly sure why it's throwing that error. This I replaced recently and there is a video how to replace it. In the meantime, I got the old one and just checked what was wrong with it, and that shaft on the sprocket, it got broken. So basically this sprocket was moving inside and not aligning, and that's why it was clicking. Though the new one and old one are slightly different inside, so I cannot just swap the parts like a motor. So at this point I will try to see if I can move the mechanism inside, but to be quite honest, if that travel is too far, too big or too large, I don't think I would be able to really adjust anything. So now when the actuator is disconnected, I would like to actually go back and see what fault code it gives me now. So let's take a look. Read codes. Escape. Might need to reread them. Yes. Auto scan. Since it was still calibrating without the actuator. This new part was aftermarket and it was quite cheap, so I would be curious if that's the issue. So now we have two fault codes. But at the same time, this calibration issue started after I replaced the control module. Right temperature door travel too small. Now it says travel too large, test fail, test not completed. Okay, so since all those blend doors are the same, so I just swap with the recirculation door, and just want to see if that will make any difference. So I'll just do another scan since I have swapped them and reconnected them, and we'll see what I get now. So now we have three fault codes, and let's see what it says. So read codes. So we have right temperature door, travel too small, travel range too large. So now this travel range too large moved to the recirculation door. So we will go back. We will clear the codes. Ignition on, engine off, yes. Yes, so we will, because has been erased, okay. So now we will cycle the ignition again, so it can recalibrate again. So let the van sit for 20 minutes. Now turn the ignition into on position. It has gone through the calibration again. And now we can see that the recirculation door travel range too large. So we moved that actuator motor to the recirculation door now, and it's giving us a trouble code. So what means that the issue is in the actuator. As I mentioned before, those are the actuators, and they are all the same on the right hand side, left hand side. I think even the mode door and the recirculation door. So the one I got before was this guy, and it was working fine with the old controller, but after I switched the controller for another reason that I will cover in another video, it started to complain about the calibration. So most likely I will try to get used actuator like this, but EOM part, not aftermarket, since the module doesn't seem to be happy with the aftermarket parts. Hope this helps. Please like and subscribe. Please check description to the video for any parts and tools that you might need for this job. And as always, do it yourself. Bonus video, guys. I have replaced the actuator with the factory one. I actually fixed my old one with some glue and screws, though after that was replaced I checked for the codes and there was no codes, and I ran the calibration test with this tool, so you can see how many different blenders you have. So actuator 0 front mode, 1 passed, actuator 2 right temperature passed, actuator 3 recirculation passed, actuator 3 recirculation, I don't know why there are 2 of those, then actuator 5 rear mode, and actuator rear blend door. So all of those passed, and as a result you can see that one issue was with the actuator itself. It was relatively new, though it was aftermarket, so the system did not like it. Thanks again.